Alright guys, we're back with KSP. The last time I got all that delicious, juicy science, which helped me unlock the orange fuel tank, and more importantly, the mainsail. I love the mainsail. It is the greatest rocket engine ever. Literally. Like, that is not an exaggeration. But more importantly, with a small twist of irony here, I got this. That's going to be important in a minute. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you why. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild my station. Now normally my station is nothing more than just 4 of these orange fuel tanks, which is a pain in the butt to get into space. And it's basically just 4 orange fuel tanks. You know, it's not necessarily like the worst looking thing ever, but it's pretty doggone close, you know. So this time what I decided to do is build something a little bit different. Now originally I was just going to send up a whole bunch of fuel tanks like I normally do and call it good there. I'm going to need a couple of these for the astronauts. Actually, you know what? I think we'll put that there and then add this tank onto the bottom. Now this is all going to get sent up like you see it here. Well, maybe not like you see it here. Hang on. Because that's obviously going to be structurally unstable, and we might even be able to make that look a little cooler. So I'm thinking here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 times symmetry, so attach that there. Okay, so those angled. Come on. Okay, so that's pretty straight. At least it looks pretty straight to me. Attach. Ooh. Doesn't that look cool? Doesn't it just look cool? So, okay. So you're probably wondering what on earth I have planned. Well, what I'm gonna do is I am actually going to send this up into space. Now, normally you just be like, why? Well, thing is, I'm gonna show this to you guys, but I need to put those on anyway. Ooh, nope. I need to have them so that they don't, so that one is facing almost directly opposite. Nope. Oh, dang it. I want 3, not 4. Well, about there? No. So, there we go. It should be about there. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to take this tank, right? And all this, and I'm going to send this into space. Now, what's going to happen is, I'm going to attach more of these tanks, these round ones here, to the sides of that, to the sides of those, right? So in essence, we're going to do like this. We're going to take that, put that there, and then we're going to go here. Okay, so 3 times symmetry is still on, good. We're going to line that up like that, right? Then we're going to detach this. Okay, and what I want to do is I actually want to rotate this until those docking ports line up, right? Because that's basically what it's going to look like in space. So it'll look something vaguely similar to that, right? Because of course this thing has an tendency to want to spin around, and it's basically just going to flare out, continuously kind of flare out farther and farther and farther. So basically you'll have this like 3-ring shape. It's going to look awesome, just trust me on this. Even if it doesn't, it's still going to look awesome. So, no, that's the little one. I need that one. Thank you, Rockamax. So, now that we have all of that, I have a few things that I need to do, which are very important. Firstly, let's move this up. Second is attach the orange fuel tank. Third is attach another orange fuel tank. And see here, I need that on the bottom, so that way, no, that doesn't explode. Did I ever mention I love the mainsail? It's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it just? Raw power, people. God, I really do love the mainsail. It is a work of art. I'm not going to use all mainsails on this, just because it's like, it's really desperately unnecessary. I need 2 times symmetry, and then I need to go alt. No, wait. What I need to do is I need to do here, here. So that, and then that, and then the skippers. Because the skippers are great engines, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, they're half the thrust, but they're still great engines. And then I will need most likely RCS, but I can put that on later. So then we go here. And that's a nice little trick that I kind of learned with this game, is if you're going to be doing a ship that's got staging, build one section first and then just alt and left click, and that'll give you your next one. So I need to do plus here, and these two are going to be the last two to drop off. That needs to go down there. Alright, need to go here, and we need to add fuel lines from here into here, and then from here to here. Wait a minute. Oops, I got those backwards. So that needs to be there. There we go. Alright. Now, if you're wondering why the... Oh, there really should be a decoupler on the bottom of that, shouldn't there? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because then I won't be able to make any expansions to it. Ah, dang it. Okay, we'll do like this then. Where is it? Where is it? Ooh, and not to mention that will allow me also to... Oh, dagnabbit. Hang on. There you go. Bam. But what it will allow me to do is it'll allow me to... Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, no, I really shouldn't do that. I need... structural... Is that my big cone? That's not the big one, but... Alright, so that's going to go on there like that. Actually, yeah, you know what? I really should have another decoupler there. Risky, but what I can do is I can add... Because I need another probe body so I can get this thing... So I can get... the other section back. So attach that there, detach, delete, reattach, bam. Okay, now you just zoom in, because what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to add struts, because otherwise you don't want to know what'll happen. But for this, we're only gonna need 4. There we go. Those will be enough to keep this thing from acting all funky on me, or at least that section anyway. So obviously that's going to drop down to 2 times symmetry, but that's alright because I can just do like this. And these struts really just keep all of that in place. That should be more than enough fuel, I think, to get me into space. Do I have the oblong? No. Dang. I wanted the oblong RCS ports. But that's okay. I mean the RCS tanks. There we go. That should be more than enough monopropellant, I think. Nope. Wrong button. To tell you the truth, you really only need 4. Realistically. Now, some people would argue with me about that, but they're wrong, so... yeah. 4... should be approximately there, I think. But why you insist on doing that, I don't know. Okay, so there. No. No. There. Why are you crooked like that? There. I don't know, this game's got some really weird glitches sometimes. So, this is what we're sending up. Right? Oh, dang, this thing doesn't have any RCS. Yeah, it doesn't have any RCS. So... and then I'll show you what I'm going to do for attaching the other sections onto it. Right? Because it's going to be kind of cool. Oh, no, come on. So, 2 of those. There we go. So now that's got RCS. Alright. We should have enough, I think, to make it up into space. If not, well, you guys will see that. And T minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Oops. That is all the main... look at that! Look how much fuel this thing's got. Wait a minute. Disable crossfeed. Otherwise it will drain from that tank. And those RCS ports for that matter. Surface is not necessary, but that is. I gotta say, this thing is surprisingly stable. This is like totally the reverse of everything that happens to me. Like, whenever I'm recording, everything works fine, but when I'm not recording, it's all like spinning wildly out of control. And I don't have any lights on this thing, which is not good. But I suspect this thing is probably going to crash and explode, so it will be an opportunity for me to add lights. It's slowing, it's decelerating, it's slowing. It's slowly accelerating. It's accelerating its acceleration. See, I love the mainsail. This is all down to the mainsail, I promise you. Thing is, what I like about the skippers is they are ridiculously fuel efficient. Like, just insanely fuel efficient. For, you know, their size. I mean, it's crazy. So I should have plenty of monopropellant. So that shouldn't be a problem. So we'll point this thing at vaguely 90 degrees, which went a little bit too smoothly, so I think this thing might actually make it, annoyingly. But I'm going to put it at about 120, I think. 120, 125, something around that, somewhere around that range. I really should have had... oh, crud. I don't have solar panels. Alright, guys. I should have put lights on this thing, but more importantly, I should have put the solar panels on it. I hate it when stuff like that happens. Always gotta do the solar panels. Always forget to do the solar panels. Never forget to do the solar panels, people. Otherwise, you end up wasting lots of people's time for nothing. Nope, no you don't. Now, I'm using these little ones because I don't have access to the bigger ones, but I will be putting the bigger ones on later. And then I need... docking lights. Okay. Needs to be 3. And that needs to go like that. We'll shine them down a little bit. Go like that for those. And then... you know, it occurs to me that this probably is going to make docking with that thing a whole lot harder than necessary. And not to mention, yeah, that's right, I don't need those because I'm going to be attaching... I'll need those lights there. Yeah, those aren't necessary. But I should put lights on here. And what I'll do is I'll do like this. So, double lighting. Fold those back in, probably about there. Go Alt. And there. There we go. And because, of course, this thing is going to be in and before the dark side of the planet for a while, I'll add... oh, you know what? I forgot about this section up here. I can actually add a whole bunch of batteries up here in this little area here, which will kind of look cool because it'll give it the whole thing like kind of this greenish glow. So, there we go. So I'll have these green lights like just piercing out from the center of this thing. Ooh, that should look pretty cool. So those are 100 apiece, so that's 800. I think we'll do 4 more down here. There we go. So you'll have these green lights just kind of like lightly piercing out. Oh, that would look so awesome. Alright guys, launch this thing. Now my goal is to get this thing built as much as possible for you guys in this session. So expect some time acceleration? Strange. T, throttle up. Yeah, my decouplers do not seem to be attached properly. That might end up being a bit of a problem. So, okay, here's the thing. You guys already seen all this before, so I'm going to time accelerate through this and come back once I'm in orbit. Alright, so as it turns out, I didn't really actually have to do this in post. I could have left it all just regular speed. I'm not worried about the engines. They fall off nicely, as you guys can clearly see. And I really should have put the rest of the station up there, but these things can run a bit long, and I really didn't want to bore you guys with too much stuff in one video. Not to mention, I really didn't want to have to do a lot of editing. So, yeah. All in all, I think my little plan's going to work, but I'll have to make some adjustments here and there. Minor tweaks and tunes. Otherwise, when I'm done, it's going to look awesome. I also forgot to put RCS ports on here, so you'll see that. Alright, guys. Back to old me. Alright guys, I'm going to bring it back here. Look at that. So, right now, oops, this thing is going to probably try and turn, yeah. It's not going to want to turn at all. It really doesn't really even want to move. And that is why I put RCS ports on here. Now, I totally forgot to disable the crossfeed for the fuel, which stinks. Because that, of course, means that I used a whole lot more, fuel than I otherwise would have. I'm not really worried about it wobbling back and forth too much. Because once that engine kicks in, that'll get everything squared away nice and neatly. Yeah, and this engine's got way more than enough power to deal with that. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to take some fuel from the actual rocket itself here and transfer it back in, but we'll get ourselves all set up with a nice little maneuver node here. And did I put RCS I put RCS tanks on, but I didn't put RCS ports. That's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's not okay, really. This thing actually isn't going to be moving, so it's bad, but it's not that bad. So there we go. Alright. So I need to axe that. Now I need to pull that inward. Okay, so that's going back out. Okay, it's I see what you're doing, I see what you're doing, I see what you're doing. So I need to find the halfway point between those two. That's what you're saying. Seeing as how I'll be coming up to this one first, might be better to do this. There we go. So I want this thing at almost a perfect as near to a perfect orbit as you can get without it naturally, of course, being perfect. So that's 109. 38, 106. Okay, so at that point it's really starting to move it. What do I need to do with this? Aside from doing that, obviously. What the heck? There we go. Yeah, we'll do that, that. And we'll do all that for right now. No, stop hitting T. Okay. So this thing has no RCS ports, which is very, very bad. But it does have lights. And the biggest, most powerful engine in the game. Now, I know you guys probably saw that other engine that looks a whole lot. There's another engine that looks a lot bigger and does have more power. But this is the biggest single engine in the game. And that's what matters. So we'll time accelerate until we get to our spot. So it's a 5-second burn, you say, huh? I gotta tell you guys, it got really cold really quickly. Okay. And stop. There we go. Alright. So now that that's there like that, I need to make some more adjustments to pull it that way some more. So those two literally. Oh wait, 23. Oh, oh! It doesn't get much closer than that. I mean, it does, and I'm desperately gonna try and get it there, but 22 and 23, 23.6 and 22.9. Wow, that is insanely close. 23, 4. That's it right there. Bam. Smack dab in the middle. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So 11 minutes again. Oh, ho, ho. Now there is a cheat here, wherein once I get lined up with the node, I can time accelerate, because when I time accelerate, it automatically like forces everything to just stop. So if I do, okay, all right, and there. So time accelerate until we're very close to that node, but not right on top of it. And then at 1 second, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And get rid of the node. No, wait. I think that's picking up. No, that's it. No. What are we sitting at? 123 and 120. But you know what? Even that's not too bad. So, you guys know what it's time for. It's time to detach. Now to do that, what's the first rule of thumb? Always point north. So look to the horizon. Now, of course, this does mean that when I go to dock with this thing, my docking ports are going to be moving around, which does tend to stink. But the good news is, once I'm pointed north, okay, we don't have to be 100% perfect here, but you know, so close that it might as well be 100%. Time accelerate. Thank you. And then you need to select. Well, that totally screwed everything up, didn't it? The good news is it didn't screw everything up too badly. The bad news is it did still screw everything up. So hopefully I can bring that back down. I want that inclination to read 0. Oh, that really screwed everything up. The thing is, it's dropping, but it's dropping slower and slower. I'm pretty sure that thing didn't read 0 that first time. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Need to time accelerate to periapse, because that's round about the point where everything is. Okay. And then I need to do... wait for it. Approximately, okay. We'll do this until that reads very nearly 0. Okay. You know what? I can live with 0.39. Okay. Alright. So I need that. Most likely that. So in and in, and we'll fill up that tank. And I will still have enough, more than enough fuel to do this. Now, if you're wondering how I'm able to transfer the fuel when I've disabled the fuel crossfeed, I can still transfer the fuel manually. I just can't do it any other way. So, RCS needs to be refilled. God. Son of a... Well, I'm doing that. There. See, it is very, very important that this thing stay where it is. I mean, right now I'm sitting at roughly about a 5,000 meter drop between apoapse and periapse. Yeah, and it's slowing down. Dang it. Alright. So, 637 degrees. So, out from you... See, I don't know with 100% certainty if disabling the fuel crossfeed disables the monopropellant as well. I don't think it does. But, it's not that big of a deal. Out from you. Because all of those tiny little balls are going to fall right back down to the planet. Out from you. And go careening into the ground at speeds that are vastly unsafe. So this thing is refueled, ready to rock. Very good, which means it is time to decouple. So that's free to do its own thing. Need to do... No. There we go. And... there she is. So that's the first section done. Oh, that took way too long. I now need to turn... Yeah, so we're turning in the right direction. Oh, that took way too long. And I've still got a whole bunch of fuel left, too. Okay. So point there. And... oh, yeah, that's right. Foil! Oops. May have overshot that periapse. Teensy bit there. Yeah, so basically we just wasted all of that fuel, but this tank is actually more so important for just keeping the mainsail from overheating and blowing up. But in essence, we should... well, because what's that? That's a lot of fuel. I'm thinking what I'm going to do, guys, is call it a quits. I'm going to deorbit this. Let you guys watch this thing come smashing into the ground. And then deorbit that other piece from the Minmus. From Minmus, the old station. Then we'll switch back to the other one. Rename it. And I think I'll probably call it quits there. And build the rest of it another time. Because, like I said, it's been roughly about an hour now, so... give or take. So, time acceleration, go! So, shut that off. Shut the RCS off as well. We'll just let this thing drift silently into the atmosphere at speeds that are way too high. Now it's funny that this thing has a tendency to want to do that. Because all the fuel is down here, right? All the weight's down here. But I think for the trial run of the mainsail, everything went surprisingly well for the mainsail's maiden voyage. A little bit too much RCS. Wouldn't you know it, when I don't intend to hit, when I don't plan on hitting ground, I hit ground. When I do plan to hit ground, I usually don't hit the ground. I usually always land in water. So yeah, we'll crash this. Got to love it. So, tracking station. So, what I need is no... Wait, what is that? Oh, you know what that is? That's the other station. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and terminate that. That didn't exist, guys. You didn't see that. The automated refueler, which is now flying back out into space again. But that's because, like I said, these things get set on rails. So, the only thing that sucks about this is it has power. It's got everything you need. It's just, well... So, we're going to fling back out. See, you gotta watch that. Because if you go too quickly, when you come back through the planet, it won't register that you're actually going through the atmosphere because you're going too quickly. There it goes. Because if you go too quickly, it won't register that you're going through the atmosphere, and it'll basically just like fling you right back out. Think about it like this. In essence, I was doing like warp 2 there. So yeah, even 25,000 feet wasn't going to be enough to shut that off. And we'll send this burning in through the atmosphere. 1K, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And no more periaps. And my Apple Apps is finally starting to catch up with where I'm actually at. Which means this thing will smack into something. What it's going to be, I don't know, but most likely ground again, because why? Well, I'm not aiming for the ground. Am I? I'm not trying to land on the ground. I just do. It's when I try that I don't. So, to the automated refueler, you served none of your purpose well. We salute you. So, you're probably wondering, as this thing blows up, what is going to happen now with this? Well, like I said, I can't name it the automated refueler. Because, well, it's not going to be automated. Well, it will be automated, but not largely automated. Not entirely automated. And for that reason, and that reason alone, I came up with the ultimate name. So we're going to shift this over to a station. And because I was going to name it the Automated Refueler Mark II, but I was at work. Yeah. Nah, we'll do like this. There we go. The International Refueling Station. That's right. Isn't it wonderful, people? So we've got 1,210 volts of electricity to play with, which will be nice for when we're on the dark side. 720 liquid fuel, 880 oxidizer, and 240 monopropellant. All for sale. Well, not really for sale, but yeah, you get the idea. So guys, I'm going to call it a day here. And to that, I'm going to say, next time, we'll put the rest of that stuff in orbit. But otherwise, sayonara.